Hello, my name is Fu Chiawen and I would like to present my individual assignment for FIN 3212. So I will talk about the long-term funding. Long-term funding is a loan for company that's on a duration for more than a year and longer. And one of the examples for long-term funding is bond. Bond, they can be issued by government or company and they are generally paid back with a stated interest rate or coupon from time to time within the maturity period. Next is short-term funding. Short-term funding is also a loan, but their duration is only from a few days to a year and is shorter compared to the long-term funding. One of the examples for short-term funding is factoring. Factoring, they are responsible by the third party, or they are called as intermediaries agent. They handle the company receivable and they will also fund the company with immediate cash. Here is the advantages of bond. One of the advantages for bond is they are safer to invest compared to stock because they suffer less volatility. Bondholder also have higher priority than shareholder if the company face liquidation. Bonds are also much more reliable in income for bondholder, and the company are able to access the capital faster during the crucial time to extort fund. Here is the disadvantages of bond. Bond is a liability, which means that the company still have to return back the bond, the money to the bondholder with interest rate or coupon within the maturity period. The company that relies on bonds to survive means that they also have to pay in a higher interest rate. And if the company cannot meet the interest payment, it can cause the company to go bankrupt. Last one is bond interest rate. If the interest rate increase, then the bondholder will dispose other bonds that provide a lower interest rate, causing the market to have more bonds and lead to the bond value decrease. Next is the advantages of factoring. Factoring is a low-risk finance for both company and customer. The factoring can generate and improve the capital for a company in a short amount of time, and the factoring can help company to focus on generating sales rather than collecting debt for customer. One of the disadvantage of factoring is the relationship between customer and company will be affected. The discount offered by the factoring intermediaries have a quite high cost, and the factoring intermediaries will hold the company on contract, and to get out of the contract will cost much more. Now I will talk about task 3. For task 3, AHB Holding Berhad is looking into two different projects to invest in. One is System MX and Project NJS. System MX provide worktop office with high-end technology, while Project NJS provide a worktop office with different material and equipment from other company. Both of these projects is calculated with net present value, which is NPV. Why I chose NPV is to evaluate the cash flow at the required rate of return of the project, and also evaluate the cash flow compared to the initial investment. So here is the System MX. As you can see from the calculation, the NPV is 1,147,890 ringgit and 95 cents. And here is Project NJS. The total NPV for Project NJS is 5,573,816 ringgit and 87 cents. To justify for both System MX and Project NJS, both projects are worth the investment because the NPV have shown that they are gaining profit from their initial investment. But System MX is the best project for the company and investor to invest on because their project NPV is higher than the project NJS and NPV with a difference of 574,074 ringgit and 74 ringgit and 7 cents, which means they are double the profit. Here I will talk about the connection between the financial manager and shareholder wealth maximization. As the selected project is system MX with the highest net present value, this financial decision is made by the financial manager with the intention to maximize the shareholder wealth and to service the company financial in timely manner. The financial manager also have three main financial decisions for the company, which is capital budgeting, capital structure decision, and working capital management. Here is for capital budgeting. It means that the company are determining what kind of long-term investment should the company implement. For capital structure decision, it means that the company have to decide how will they receive the funds and investment for their project. And lastly is working capital. For working capital management, it means that the company is investigating on how they manage their cash flow as the operation occurs daily. As for the shareholder wealth maximization, they are usually operate to maximize the shareholders' utilities and requirement of the project. And that's how the NPV are used by the financial manager. And if the NPV is positive, it means that it can increase the market value of the share, which in turn can increase the shareholder wealth. The shareholder wealth maximizing objective is to consider the timing and risk together with the benefit from stock ownership. The shareholder wealth maximization is a neutral objective because if the shareholder reject the policy from the financial decision, then they can sell their share at a favorable term, like at a much more higher price, and then they can invest at another place. The objective can be seen as the main goal of financial management, but we also have to consider the concern for the social responsibility in the company. One of it is the conflict between the company owner and the manager by the agency relationship. Another one is the manager that are pursuing other objective that is not related to the maximizing of the shareholder wealth. This is the end of my presentation. Thank you.